never expecting. In fact, this thing came a little bit late. I had to check my schedules to see if it's something I can do. So it came and okay, I said no problem. Let's just do it. We're all trying to promote ourselves. We're trying to help others that are also keep coming up. So thank you so much, the organizer of this program. I really appreciate for looking out to see someone like me who is not even anything at all, but you didn't feel fit to reach out to me and then invited me to be one of the speakers in this program. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, so I know I don't have much time, but I'll try as much as possible to say one or two things that we can learn. So I would advise whosoever is here to either you're recording this or uh, you're taking down notes. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be sharing any slide for us, but make sure that you're jotting down something very, very important that will help you to keep growing in your journey as a life scientist, as a health professional, and all the rest. So thank you so much. I remain Otavia Nicholas Baba. I'm a master's degree holder in food and industrial microbiology, and I'm a senior officer in G Limited here in Nigeria, where we produce different types of beverages and snacks. Thank you so much. All right, so what I have for us today, well, it's kind of simple that it's something we all are all doing every day of our lives. But I'm going to share a little story with us. You know, this online journey came as a result of, or it became known to most people when COVID 19 actually came. And then people started utilizing the online space to grow their businesses, to monetize their skills, and so on and so forth. Even till this very day, people are still trying to figure out how to use the online space, how to monetize their skills, even if their products are not digitally inclined. Most people, their products are analog, but knowing how to, they don't know how to use the online space to monetize themselves, to sell their product or their services. So in 2020, if I'm not mistaken, in Nigeria, after your BSc, you are mandated to go through a one full year service in the country. Anywhere the federal government posts you to, that is where you're going to do your stuff. It's going to be a 1 year compulsory stuff. So uh, in 2020, while I was in my service in a state I don't know anything about, or that was my first time of going to that state, it was a little bit in a remote area. Um, Before then, there was I used to write stories actually, like normal novels, just imagination stories and all the rest, without any idea of saying, okay, I want to monetize it or I want to sell it or this and that because those ideas were in there. So I was one of the well, like I said, in Nigeria, you go through a mandatory 1 year training, 1 year service training in the country. So during my stay in the camp, because of the COVID 19, we were asked to evacuate the camp because of COVID. And from there, we went home, stayed 6 months. We came back to our various primary place of assignments, and then that was how we finished our service. But during that period, after our 6 months of staying at home due to the COVID 19, we came back, something happened. Uh, like I said, I had stories which I have been writing. I was basically posting them on Facebook, you know, just for my audience to read. I had no intention, or let me just put it this way, I didn't know how to let people know that these stories are available in paperback or in ebook. They should come and get it. So I usually post section by section or scene by scene, just like that. So um, my supervisor back then in undergraduate, that was the day she sent me a WhatsApp link to join a particular group. And this particular group is where they train people how to publish their books, how to publish their stories, how to create paperbacks, how to create ebooks, and you sell it online. You upload it on Amazon and all the rest. So she sent it this to me, and I was like, wow. underwent the training. After 2 or 3 days training, went to the master's class training where it required us to play. I saw that it was very good. And for the fact that I have stories that I've written down and I'm just posting them on Facebook without any return on investment. I decided to utilize the opportunity. Now that was the beginning of uh, my that was the beginning of me, moving forward from one stage to the other. The stage of not knowing how to monetize my skills, then knowing how to monetize my skills. That stage was very crucial. Now somebody was in between. Who was that person? uh, a supervisor and a senior colleague from my undergraduate. She was the person that linked me. She's actually a doctor. She was the person that linked. So in all of these things, somebody must have to stand for you, for you to move forward. That is how life is. Right now, we delivering all of this. We are standing to give you information that will help you to move forward to the next level of whatever you want to do. So um, I underwent those trainings, and at the end of the day, I got my certificate as someone that is certified with um, knowing how to publish books on Amazon. So I learned all the skills. I knew how to design my paperback, both the front and back. I knew how to place my books, to put my books in order, how to write forward, all of those things, how to put the words together, make it look so attractive and simplified. Then I published my book on Amazon. I published about 2 or 3 books. Right now, they're about 4 or 5 or thereabout. And those books, since 2020, have been, selling for me. So basically, Amazon was the very first platform I used in making money as um, as a graduate in Nigeria, or let me say as a youth or as a young person. Amazon was the very first place I used making money. But I wasn't just like making money from Amazon. I had something. I had a skill. I had a product. I had a service to render. So that really helped me. So from there, um, in 2021, I moved on. I started using LinkedIn properly. I paid for trainings. I have to optimize my LinkedIn profiles and so on and so forth. Though initially it wasn't easy, but gradually I began to learn how to create good content that are attractive, content uh, that will able to sell your product or services. I learned all of this, in the space of 1 to 2 years. Then I started monetizing some of the basic skills that I had, like content marketing, social media management, copywriting, and article writing, and so on and so forth. So these are the skills that have. I have practiced them over time. I have undergone trainings. I have paid both free and paid trainings in order for me to equip myself in these skills. Like I mentioned, content marketing is one of the top skills that I have. Social media management is one of the other top skills that I have. Though basically, I base more on LinkedIn as a social media manager, and I have a lot of copywriting, article writing, and so many other research type of writing. As a scientist, I am a very good research writer. Okay, so I do all of this. Now, when it comes to monetizing your skills, it is not that easy. When people say it, because most of the time you don't even know how to place a value on yourself. You don't even know how to place the value on a particular skill you want people to come and to buy from you. So it is often very difficult when someone, maybe a newbie that is coming up trying to sell maybe his or her content writing skill, social media management skill, or research writing skill. I also face those problems. But at a point, I have to meet people at the top. This is what I'm facing. Please, can you help me out? What should I do? How should I do it? I've reached out to so many people. Initially, when I started the social media management, LinkedIn social media management, someone reached out to me on LinkedIn. I was like, I want you to manage my company page, this and that, blah, blah, blah. that I'll be posting 3 times a week. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to charge the person. I didn't know how much to say. And I don't want to say any amount that will make the person to run away, things like that. So I had to reach out to some persons that I have known on LinkedIn that, they have built their brand to a certain extent. And when I asked them, they tell me the prices. I was like, wow, this is actually very good. Imagine someone charging uh, per content, just normal LinkedIn content, just to one. So the person is charging over 200K. And I was like, I've never seen that in my life before, just a single content. And that was how I built my confidence. I was able to place the value, know the level of the skills I have. Then, I began to price the things I know that I can do very well. But before I got to that stage, I made sure that um, every skill I have, every skill I want to sell out, whatever I want to monetize, I make sure that I'm grounded in those skills so that whenever anybody comes to take those services, I won't fumble or my brand name won't, you know, be misunderstood. So it is very, very important when you know how to place the value on a particular skill you have. Now, I always advise because actually I have trained. I can't even count the numbers of people I've trained, but I know if it's not over 500 people I've trained in social media management, in content um, marketing, article writing, and knowing how to build your brand entirely. I've trained over 500 people. So I will always tell them this: make sure that if you want to come to the digital space, pick one skill at a time and then move on with it. Make sure you're grounded in that skill, then you can move on to the next. Because in the digital space, you have the opportunity to explore so many skills and you can do them, at your convenience, without any pressure, without any form of, anything that will make you to discourage yourself. So that is what I always tell people. Make sure you're grounded in one skill. If you're choosing a content marketing skill, make sure you're grounded in it, then move on to the next stage. Life is all about, growing. So don't limit yourself to one particular place. So that is also for that. So in my growing process, like I said before, it hasn't been easy, but um, I am happy that I am growing. You know, growth actually takes some processes. It comes with failure. I have failed so many times. Forget the fact that I'm going to be telling you my stories of how I've been successful and all the rest. I've failed in so many ways, in so many times, in so many things I've been doing when it comes to digital space. In fact, I have been scammed of my hard-earned, you know, salary. I've been scammed of my services and all the rest. All of these things help one to grow. It isn't easy, in the online space. So whatever you're doing in the online space, you must have to be very careful. Make sure that you have someone that you can always advise you that is not in the online space. If not, people are going to use you without paying for your services. Remember, it's an online space, and you are not actually seeing the next person. You only communicate online. So for you to trust that person or for that person to trust you, it actually takes some level of confidence. Okay. So I work with so many brands that after working with them, after the sale agreement and all the rest, they don't get back to me. They have taken whatever they wanted and communication closed. And I keep wondering why all of this is happening. So all of these things are, experiences that made me to keep developing myself from one stage to the other. Now, I understand that this platform is trying to help individuals, youth, whosoever, to grow, to learn how to monetize their skills, and so on and so forth. Uh, there's one thing I keep telling people: even in Freetown, nothing is free. So, whenever you have the opportunity like this to learn something, or where an organization is organizing something like this, don't take it for granted. Make sure you deal into it. And if they are in any way telling you to pay for a premium service, make sure you go for it because in few months to 1 year time, you will look back and you thank yourself for queuing into that program. So that is for that. Now, as a life scientist, um, in 2023, basically, if I'm not mistaken, as a life scientist, I joined a particular brand in, yeah, around 2023 to 2024. Now, this was what happened. I've been using LinkedIn since early 2021. And I mentioned before that as a social media manager, I'm based on LinkedIn totally. If you have heard of LinkedIn or your profile is on LinkedIn, can I just see you wave an emoji? Okay, I'm seeing three people, four, five, 6, 7. All right. You all will agree with me that LinkedIn is a very good place to be. And for me to be in this place speaking, I was actually contacted through LinkedIn. And before I say anything again, first of all, let me apologize that I said earlier, I don't know, I really know how to pronounce names in other languages. So when I saw the DM on my WhatsApp, someone that reached out to me concerning this, I tried to pronounce the name, but it wasn't going. So please, the organizer, I apologize on behalf of me not knowing how to pronounce your name. I, I'm so sorry about that. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because if I wasn't active on LinkedIn, if I wasn't creating content on LinkedIn, if I wasn't creating value, let me put it that way on LinkedIn, I'm very sure I won't be here speaking to you all tonight. So if you are not on LinkedIn, I am, should I use the word, begging you to make sure you open a LinkedIn profile. Don't just open a LinkedIn profile, make sure your LinkedIn profile is actively working. Optimize your LinkedIn profile. I can't pronounce it. I don't want to bite my tongue. Thank you so much. So please go and optimize your LinkedIn profile. Make sure you have a LinkedIn profile because it was through LinkedIn I was contacted for this. And when I saw the DM, when I saw the write up, I was like, wow, this person could see my value, could see my worth. So why can't I take my LinkedIn seriously? I keep telling people, you have the smartphone, you are a graduate, you have skills, and you can't use LinkedIn to monetize yourself. No, 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 that is very wrong. So that is it for that. So please make sure you take your LinkedIn seriously. So let me go back to life science. So in 2023, 2024, as a master degree student, I was um, I was carrying out my research. My research as a microbiologist, actually, my research deals with you know food stuff because I'm a food and industrial microbiologist. So I was working on trying to isolate. Um, we all know salmonella that gives typhoid. We all know salmonella that gives typhoid, and we also know Escherichia coli. I was, working on these two organisms in some particular food in here in Nigeria in a particular state. So during that period, I knew how LinkedIn works. So I decided not to limit myself. So this was what I did. Immediately I started my research work, though it was very robust as a master's student, not like an undergraduate, it was very robust, it was very fun. I spent almost 4 months or 5 months in the lab working, trying to do this research work. So immediately I started the research work, this was what I did, knowing fully how LinkedIn works. I started documenting my journey. I started documenting my processes. I documented every single thing I was doing in the lab. As I go to work, as I go to the lab today, I will make sure that I apply the things I'm supposed to do, turn it into LinkedIn content, then post it. Now, while I was doing this, there is a particular brand that was actually following me up. I wasn't aware. If I'd done this on Facebook, I'm sure I wouldn't get any positive response from anyone. Now, so this this particular brand were following my story, they were following my journey as I was documenting it, and they saw that I am an asset to their organization and they need to leverage whatever I have. Now, after about 3 months or thereabout, the company reached out to me. Uh, they gave me a section to tell more about myself and the things I do, and which I did, and they were impressed. So that was almost the ending of 2023. Then, in 2024, early 2024, they reached out to me again that there is as a life science in Nigeria, there are some research work they want to carry out and all the rest, and they are requesting for my services. So I was like, wow, what if I wasn't posting my journey on LinkedIn? I am very sure I wouldn't have gotten that opportunity. So that is one thing. As someone who wants to monetize his or her skills, you must make sure that you are using the digital space. Like, don't use it for anyhow things. Just make sure that you're focused. If you're working in the lab or if you're working in your job area or whatever research you're doing, make sure you're documenting that journey, making it a LinkedIn content, post it, make sure that people are following you, create value. That is the most important thing. Now, when they reach out to me, I had to pause and ask myself, what if I wasn't documenting my journey on LinkedIn? Am I sure I would have gotten such an opportunity? So that was one of the major breakthroughs that helped me in monetizing my skill. Okay, that was one of the major breakthroughs. So when they brought the research work, it was very robust, but I was happy that at least I understood what research work was all about. So I gave it my best. I gave it my best and I delivered excellently together with my team because I was made a team lead. Okay, I was made a team lead and I was able to deliver that research work as it was given to me. So, as a life scientist or as a health professional, it is up to you. Don't depend on, you know, your job area. When I mean job area, means uh, you're going to work in the morning, returning back in the evening, and just it. You have a lot to give. You have a lot of values to give, and those values, don't hide them. Make sure you use LinkedIn to announce yourself. Make sure you use LinkedIn to announce yourself. It is very, 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 very important that you shouldn't miss out on this. So many people don't know the value of using LinkedIn. One of the reasons you are here is because you want to understand these processes. You want to understand how people are doing it. So I'm telling you today that your content or the values you're trying to create might not look too good, but don't give up on it. It's something, it's called gradual process. You definitely overcome it. There are sometimes you create that you are going to fail, definitely. You're going to fall out, you know. There are some other things that will be very difficult. All right, so I have been given a time frame. I'll be running up very soon. I know that there's a lot to talk about, but due to time, we might not get to finish everything. But you can always reach out to me. If you have seen the flyer, you can see my name there boldly. You can always search for me on LinkedIn. I don't know, maybe the organizer might still bring all of these things up at the end of the day, how to connect with the speakers and reach out to them one on one to get their services, to know more about what they do, to guide in directions and all the rest. So that is all of that. So, like I was saying on life science, it is very, very important to use LinkedIn to monetize yourself. These things are not easy, but yes, they are very, very much doable. As a social media, as a LinkedIn page manager, I have also worked with several brands. Okay, I've worked with several brands and uh, providing services for them. Now, I don't do these things because I am looking for a source of income. You know, I see problem, then I begin to find solutions to them. When you find solutions to problems, people will actually start looking for you because they want to solve a particular problem. And once you have the solution to that particular problem, you see that wherever you are, people will always reach out to you. Okay, so that is that. So let me just do a recap about everything I've been talking about from the beginning. Then I give it a close for today. Now, I talked about how to monetize our skills. It is not um, it is not a smooth journey. Let me put it that way. So whatever you want to do, make sure that your eyes is on the goal. Okay, your eyes is on the goal, and make sure that you have someone who is there to guide you through because this is a digital space. Some people are there to know to use you without even paying for your services. Some people are there to know to promote you without even asking anything in return. But in all of this, try your possible best to see that you're growing. Sometimes you might feel you're not growing, which is normal, but gradually you're growing. So the best I could give is make sure you're using LinkedIn to showcase whatever you're doing. Make sure you're using LinkedIn. If you're not on LinkedIn, go and download your LinkedIn profile. Go and download the LinkedIn app, set up your profile. And if you don't know how to set up the profile, I'm always here. You can reach out to me. I'll help you to put your profile in order. And if you have a brand, if you have a business, you can always put it on LinkedIn. I'm also there to help you manage it for you. Please take note. The online space is not a place that you can go and trust anybody just like that because some persons are there to use you. So you must have to make sure that whatever you're doing, you are very staying to the last. Please, can I get your contacts? I want to optimize my LinkedIn profile. Okay, please. I think I'm going to drop my contacts in the comment section. You can get my contact from there. Maybe after I drop my mic or before I drop my mic, I'm going to do that. Thank you so much. So basically, thank you so much for listening to me. I know I've not spoken much and I've not given much I should have given, but I really appreciate you for taking out time to listen to me on this few time that I was given to speak. My name remains Dr. Nicholas Baba. I'm a food and industrial microbiologist master's degree holder. I'm a senior officer at Chi Limited, Polandia Food, and also I'm a LinkedIn social media manager. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicholas, and thank you for really giving such an insightful session. Without wasting a lot of time, if you have any questions, kindly drop them in the chat so that as Nasmoila is speaking, we are also collecting your questions for them to, if you have any burning questions, please drop them in the chat. Nasmoila, kindly take up the mic.
Oh, wow. Good evening. And it's a pleasure to be here. Nice to meet you all on this call. And thank you so much, Mr. Otavi. I hope I've not buffaloed the name. But yeah, thank you so much for such an insightful sharing and presentation. It was really a personal kind of story. You really poured out yourself. Yeah, and I'm so grateful to be on this platform. I am Moira Basemira from Uganda, and I am a nurse by profession. Yeah, I'd like to thank R.A.I.N, the R.A.I.N program, for having picked me from somewhere. I'm here to share my experience after receiving that message. But I'm really so grateful for such a great opportunity. Kindly allow me to share a few slides. I was able to put up a few slides just to help me flow and not over talk because I know I can talk. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we are. Please drop the
Yes, we can
emojis.
hear you.
All right. Okay, I'm trying to do the sharing. Okay, it's just going to be, I'm using my phone, sorry. Just a brief to help me go through without wasting time. So, like I said, I am a nurse from Uganda and in the nurse emergency department. specifically. So that's where I do my practice. And besides being in the emergency room or besides the nurse career, I am trying to do something different that most of the, probably I would say, nurses or healthcare professionals have not really explored that much, like how Mr. Otavi mentioned. So I am the founder of MedAid. It is a brand that I'm building, and I'm so faithful and confident that, whatever values it is going to bring to the healthcare professionals is really going to benefit them all. So through MedAid is where I'm trying to monetize my skills beyond the bedside, beyond the work I do as a nurse. Nurses are basically or traditionally known to be at the bedside, taking care of patients, giving drugs, and so on. So beyond the bedside, I'm trying to monetize my skills. Which skills am I talking about? So I'm someone who is creative, and I believe everyone else here, besides the profession we carry or the career we are working in, we have other skills. Like Mr. Otavi has mentioned, he is a social media, how do you call it, marketer, stuff like that, manager. Yeah, so there are quite other skills that we have in us besides what we study in class or besides the career or what is known traditionally about different careers, either nutrition, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a nurse. There's something else that you can do. There's a skill that you have within yourself. So personally, I'm deeply passionate about empowering nurses. So you really hear me talk more nurses. But if you're a doctor or if you're in any other healthcare related profession, just know I'm speaking to you as well. So I'm deeply passionate about empowering nurses to think out of the box, to see themselves out of that bracket of a nurse career, but to think beyond what they are, I would call what they are taught to think, but think beyond themselves. I don't know whether I'm being clear about that. But yeah, it's just thinking beyond class knowledge. Think how you can monetize. Think how you can expand what you know. Think how you can build on what you have. It's normal to bring something new, even if you have not heard about it. So that is what I do, and I do all this through or under the same brand, MedAid, like I said, which I'm trying to speak for all the time. But before MedAid, it is me. I am the brand, and still MedAid is my brand. So mindset shift is something that is very crucial in this era, because if we keep on in this traditional kind of thinking that I studied nursing, I started MBCHB, like this is all I can do. All I can do is sit in the office, wait for the patient, work on the person, or be in a clinic or be at the hospital, just wait to attend to this patient. There has to be a mindset shift. And how does that shift come about? In whatever that I'm doing, it started as a frustration, like how you can see it started as a frustration, like you feel like something is not going right, or you really don't, you feel like you don't fit, you feel like something has to be done differently. But then you're like, what can be done differently? Like, it's not so clear. But it's from those small frustrations that we feel on a daily, and you feel like maybe this has to be done, or maybe this has to be available, or what if this was available? And by the time you think about that frustration, in most cases you have a solution for it. So it is at that point when I realize, if I have this solution, how can I monetize it? Because we don't go to work for free. We go to work for money. Healthcare itself, we always say to love and serve, like you go take care of the patients and what. But whenever you wake up, go to this facility, go to this hospital, you're going to look for money. That means healthcare in general is business. So if other businesses out there are actually making money, how about healthcare itself? People have to make money. It shouldn't be only the CEOs, the hospital owners, the ones that they shouldn't be the only ones making money. But even us ourselves, we should be making money. So I started thinking beyond the services I'm offering or beyond what I'm supposed to do as a nurse myself. And then I started um, prioritizing those pain points, those frustrations where I felt like maybe I wish this was there. Initially, it was an inspiration because, like I said, I'm going to share a few things that I've done, and like the R.A.I.N program is digital products. But before that, I started with like reference cards. So this looks not big. You're not going to hear me talk about big things, but I just want to draw you to the point whereby it starts with you realizing there is a gap, and then you have to think out of the box. You have to think wide, and by the time you realize that gap, trust me, you have the solution. But now you have to think, how can I bring out the solution? But in those different ways, then you have to also think, but then how can I earn? Because you're not going to give solutions for free. You're not going to solve solutions for free. So I started making reference cards, and these were just meant to still solve a certain pain point, specifically for the nurses. Like I said, you're going to hear me talk more nurses. So this is something that was, I would say, it's not even that common in Uganda, but it was an inspiration from like outside countries. But I found it useful because I had spotted a gap. So I took an initiative to learn how to design, because initially someone was designing, they were not doing the things well, and they were charging a lot of money. So I decided that I have to learn how to design. I had to learn how to use the Adobe, like the packet, the software packet. I hear Illustrator, Isa in copy, all those things. So with learning, I started doing these things myself, and I was learning, but just to make sure that the price is not so much on the nurses. But therein, I was learning a skill which is completely outside of my profession as a nurse. So I made these things, they came out. You know, there's the beauty that comes when you have an imagination, but then when you see it come to manifestation, it really feels um, satisfying and rewarding. So that was my first product. And what I want to emphasize here is I noticed the gap, and I took an initiative to start. And I've earned. People were buying the cards. People are buying the cards. But it's not that it has been there. And whoever buys them, like, oh my God, we've never seen this. This looks, you know. So when you see a gap, just know that it's an opportunity for you to shine, you as yourself, because by the time you see the gap, trust me, you think about the solution, but then you have to think wide on how you can um, bring out that solution to the audience. The next is I went on to still expand the Mayday brand, and through the different development self-development programs that I've been attending. Some, like Mr. Otavi said, sometimes you have to invest in yourself. You have to pay for some are for free, some are self-taught. So out of all that, I thought, because I realized a gap whereby healthcare professionals were not branding themselves well. Like, you have the skills, but how can you brand yourself so that they know you for you? They know you for that specific skill that you do. So still, you'll see it's not unlocked, but it was out of realization that we have so much skills, but we are finding it hard to monetize it. We are finding it hard to brand ourselves, be known for something. and then being able to ask for a pay. Imagine you are a nurse and you're good at maybe like for dressing or bands or something. You brand yourself and you're able to charge money for that skill because you are good at it, not because you're the only one, but because you've taken that bold step to tell people, here I am, this is what I do, and this is how you will benefit. So Mr. Ojavi emphasized visibility, and he emphasized us being on LinkedIn, on other platforms, TikTok,
Oh,
and I would say how the
sorry.
rain team reached out to me. It was via TikTok. So I started being serious on social media this year. Okay, I think even last year, towards the end of last year, like November, that's when I really started being serious. But on TikTok, then on LinkedIn, I started this year. But that was after signing up for still a self-development program. It was a personal branding program, which was emphasizing a LinkedIn optimization, and the facilitator took us through the whole process, and my LinkedIn looks completely different from how it used to look before. But those are different ways whereby I'm trying to tell people, here I am. Because when you don't tell them, they will not know. They will not know what you are really good at. And trust me, no one will look for you. And no one is going to pay you. Those that are putting themselves out there are those that are going to be paid. Anyway, this book, it was an ebook. So we are coming from something physical like the cards, and then I thought of a book. Now, I'll still share with you. I'm not a writer, because you will ask, how long did you start writing? How long, um, like, what is your experience in writing? I'm not a writer. But this is where it gets interesting. We are in an era of AI. I don't know what you think about AI, but I had an idea. There's when you get ChatGPT and you start talking and talking and talking, and then you just tell it what you really want out of whatever you've talked. So I was able to get like a structure or a template for this workbook, but whereby all my heart was poured out from all the programs that I attended and all the things that I learned, and I wish that every nurse should learn. From the ebook, still, I went on to get the Nurse Unlocked, rather the Mayday app. This is still emphasizing me looking at the gap, looking at a problem, and then thinking out of the box to see how can I solve this problem, but also identifying which ways can this solution be presented to the audience. That brought up the Medate app, which is something new, and oh my goodness, it's not yet on Google Play or on App Store. It's just a web app. So you still ask me, you buy nuts? Why are you talking about apps? From books. Now you designed the cards. Now why are you talking about apps? This is me trying to now unlock myself from this limited thinking, but to think wide. Like, you can do many things, but then it's like getting all those skills and then trying to solve a problem somewhere. So I'm new to the app kind of life, but I've embraced it by signing up for a program. By the way, um, if you're someone who wants to learn coding and what, currently I'm enrolled to some coding program under the MTN Skills Academy, but that's because I want to master a skill, so that even if I'm using AI or something, I understand what I'm doing. So if you have a bias on I think, and you're a healthcare professional, it's high time you try to explore it. Don't miss out. If things are free, Don't miss out because you don't want to get free things. Yeah, so that is how Medate app was birthed, still solving a problem for the nurses as they are doing their clinical work. Now, at the moment, we have the Medate Mental Hub, which is in the pipeline, and this one I think will be out soon by the end of this month. Now, this is a website from getting opened up to quite a lot of, but in all that I'm doing, sorry, are you still seeing my screen? Oh my goodness, someone is calling. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh yeah, so in all that I'm doing, I'm trying to solve a problem. So why are you seeing the mentor hug? I've been mentored, but as we are sharing on TikTok, you're sharing on LinkedIn, people reach out to you, and someone's like, I want you to be my mentor. I want, like, therein I see a problem, and then I think of a solution. But how am I presenting this solution to the audience? But in all these things, right from the cards to the, I think it's the workbook, which is free. You can easily get it on my TikTok link, the app, and then this website. There's money involved. You have to pay. And the beauty is, in all these things, it is digital. Now, the beauty of digital is that it helped me solve a problem initially with a physical kind of products that I was trying to create. This is where I try to share with you what has worked and what hasn't worked. I won't say everything has been all good, and the fact that I think these things are really recent. It's not that I've done them for years, but it is really interesting, and I'm really seeing new stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, no one is talking about this, because this is a kind of thinking that most people don't have, most especially those in healthcare, according to me. So the cards people bought, but based on our shifts, the kind of duties we have, you're not always there to go sell the cards. You're not always there to go like on different exhibitions and what. So creating visibility for such a product only remains online. But even if you're going to deliver a product, there are those hardships that come in. So when it came to digital products, someone can easily use the product even when I'm not there, and I'm receiving money on this other side. So what worked is that I was able to create solutions to solve problems. And then when I went digital, it became easier because I started earning. Like, money comes, people sign up for the app because you have to upgrade, so people sign up and they have to pay. For the website, that for mentorship, people are still going to pay because you have to pay for someone to pour out their knowledge, their value to you to succeed. So that is all ways of bringing in money, but not being burnt out, or like utilizing digital platforms to grow as well, bringing in money to top up on what you're already earning. So basically, that's so far what I'm doing. And from my TikTok and me trying to be consistent and intentional about visibility, that's when I was approached by the R.A.I.N team, and I'm so grateful. So, like I've emphasized, let's try to think out of the box as healthcare professionals, and let's embrace digital platforms. Let's embrace everything digital, because wherever we are going, there are so many doctors being produced, there are so many nurses being produced. We are all not going to fit in those hospitals. We are all not going to fit in those clinics. This is the point when you start thinking, how can I still serve even when I'm not in the hospital? And how can I serve? So how will my service be taken up? Do I need to go to their homes, or do I use digital platforms? Anything. So basically is start thinking out of the box, notice the gaps, and then embrace digital platforms for growth and for extra earning, because you can't offer services for free. Now, most of us may not be well conversant with digital things like I was, because I'm not a coder. I don't code, because someone would ask, how did you do the app? How did you do the website? All these things I'm learning. So I didn't have to wait for me to be good at those things so that I start implementing. I've been growing. I didn't start knowing. I've been growing, but it is the consistency and the desire to see that some me this kind of lens is different from the other lens who are taking when it comes to healthcare. So have to be great before you start. You don't have to learn all the coding to feel like maybe I can code or I can develop an app. You don't have to go and do a literature degree for you to feel like I can write an ebook. Like, have the idea and then utilize what is available for you to turn that idea into something, like bring it to manifest. So don't wait, great, to start. Just start. As you grow, you become great. Thank you so much for the opportunity. You can connect with me via Instagram and TikTok. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nurse Moila. Thank you, Mr. Otavi, Nicholas. My name is Sechisozi Rachel Navufu. That is the pronunciation of my name. But thank you very much. I'm really impressed. I
Oh, I love
believe.
your name now. This was the. Oh, that is very good. That's good. Thank you so much for that.
Okay. I really want to call upon the public, the audience, to please show your reactions to our amazing speakers, because I've really done a good work, especially that this is our first episode. We have I think just 1 minute to the close of this meeting. Kindly ask your questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand or drop the question, or else other subsequent questions will be in the pick-to-pick communities, and we'll still because some of their services don't actually contradict with R.A.I.N, so some of their services will outsource, and we should get away with the mindset of, is the service for free? The service can't be for free. Moila's services are for pay. Nicholas's services are for a pay. So we will outsource. Some of their services require outsourcing, so we'll always connect you to them. If you have any questions, kindly raise up your hand. Yes, Sam. Please speak. When I choose you, kindly get your mic and speak.
All right. Good evening. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so excited that I was a part of the session. Thank you, Mr. Otavie. Thank you, Nurse I may not get your name right. Okay, so my question is about monetization. Now, from what our last speaker talked about, the nurse, please let me try to pronounce your name. Um,
Moira.
Bo,
That's
Boila.
yes.
Okay, so she talked about monetizing. The skills she monetized were actually, it seems somewhat different from what she does like on the bedside. What about someone who is looking, okay, personally, I'm asking from my personal standpoint. So for me, I'm a reproductive health advocate, and just of recent I started, branding as that and making on active content on that on the online space. And so already I'm already getting feedbacks, what should I do? What should I do for this? But for people who are not in the same location, I'm like, oh, how much exactly can I be of help to them? Since I'm not coming to, like, you're not coming to consult me maybe as a medical doctor, as a pharmacist to grant you your solution. I'm trying to create an awareness on this. But at the same time, people like coming with feedback, coming with questions, and feeling like maybe I didn't make adequate preparation for it. So, how, if I'm to move a step further on this, how can I add it up, like monetizing that, and maybe still granting people answers, even while I'm not in the same location? I mean, I cannot treat your illness. I mean, like, how can I wrap around that?
Nicholas, are you able to answer? Because Myla is off.
Oh, please, I was trying to get a question properly. You
Okay.
mentioned how can you monetize your problem, monetize your skills from a distance and you can't reach out to them, something like that. Please, can you clear me on
Yes,
that so I
even
can?
yes, I talked about like difference in location. What I brand as is a reproductive health advocate, and then from my content already, people are reaching out with their questions. But like I'm looking out to, my goal is to make people aware of the issues related to this. But many of them reach out to as per direct answers, so it doesn't cover my scope. So if I'm to move a step further in, okay, monetizing, maybe consultation and all, how can I? They're not in the same location as I am. So how can that be feasible?
Okay, okay. All right. So people do online consultation. Okay. People like lawyers, even food brands, health people, they do online consultation. It doesn't necessarily mean that you must have to be in their location. In fact, technology has made it possible for us to, even photographers, a photographer
Wow.
in Nigeria or in the UK can shoot a picture with someone in Nigeria. It is very, very possible. Okay. So what you do, you can actually decide to go into the full consultation instead of giving them a physical. For example, let's say they are looking for a treatment plan for maybe for a particular sickness, or they're looking for a plan for maybe their weight loss, gain, and whatever, whatever. You can always have and online consultation services. And it's really going to do very well because people are actually doing it. You understand? What you need to do is understand how your competitors are doing it. Learn from one or two things, learn one or two things from them, follow their trend, follow their brand, follow their content, and then implement that. Then do your own research at your own end, and then see how you are going to implement that. So that is, to me, is very, very easy because all my skills, though most of them are digital, but I I do most of I do consultation when it comes to research work. Because I write research work for I can be in my house and I will start directing someone in the laboratory. Let's say a student, for example. I can direct the student to do a full microbiological work, a full microbiological analysis work in the lab. Those are consultation, but I'm not present there with the person. But I'm carrying out my services. I'm giving out my products. So that is that. I don't know if you understand me properly.
Okay. Yes, I do. I do.
Okay.
Thank you.
S-
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
you're
you,
welcome.
Nicholas. Susan. Thank you, Nicholas. Susan, you are giving some insightful responses. Can you please take up the mic? Susan?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening too.
I'm also just an attendee of the session, and I'm very grateful to the insights and the inspiration from our guests, the guest speakers. We are very grateful, and I'm inspired, I would say. I was just giving some responses to. I really don't know how to pronounce her name, but I think she is Interobong. Yeah, she talked about being a reproductive health awareness personnel, and she does that via online platforms. And sometimes people come up with real health issues and so on. Personally, I'm a medical doctor. I was just saying that you can continue with awareness and giving responses even on those platforms. You can, when someone asks about something, it's okay to get some information about it. Information is everywhere. Nasmora talked about ChatGPT. Get some idea, and with your knowledge of reproductive health awareness, give some responses and referral. Part of health like part of the role of any health profession is to know when to refer and to whom to refer to. And like you just give advice with this and this, I think you should reach out to this and this kind of health worker, but apparently you can do this and this. Some of these health changes can be good. Then with time you can hold free online like reproductive health sessions, like something like this that has happened, though this is about digital some kind of digital awareness, like of the power in various digital platform and how we can use it. But I'm just saying, like in your scenario, you can set up some online sessions for those people. If in case you are using, for example, Twitter, people be hosting some spaces, and on those platforms you will find that you can even invite, for example, a specific health worker. And with these circles, sometimes you even find friends. Some friends are health workers. You can invite a general practitioner to give like a better insight of a certain reproductive health topic that you were talking about on your platform, and give answers to your people, meaning you're reaching out to people, but electronically you're not with them. And with that, you'll find that you end up having some reproductive health awareness things, like maybe some kind of program, maybe 4 weeks program on reproductive health about this and this, and maybe there is some kind of subscription. I don't know, I'm also new to this, but I think it can work that way. Health is factual, you cannot lie, but it's good to offer the knowledge that you know and to refer. People will always believe in you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Susan. Any other questions? Sam, are you okay? Have you got some good responses and where to start from?
Sure. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Susan.
Okay.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Any other question before we close? Okay, I would like to close. Thank you very much once again. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Moila. Thank you for coming through, and thank you for accepting the invitation. Being the first speakers, really, it was a bold step. But thank you for opening these episodes. Thank you very much. Tomorrow we are having 2 more speakers. One will be at 4 p.m. She's a nurse educator. Then at 6 p.m., I'm speaking in terms of West Africa. At 6 p.m., we'll have a medical doctor, but she's doing email marketing as and other things, but as in the digital world. If you realize, all people who are on this call are actually healthcare professionals or life scientists. And whatever we are bringing on board is ensuring that healthcare professionals and life scientists also get digital fluent, being that the global market now favors digital fluency. For people who are good at reading, the World Economic Forum recently released the Future of Jobs report. And in just summary, whether you are an employee or an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur, I hope you get the differences, or you are a solopreneur, like you are your own brand, the future belongs to you knowing what to do with the digital platforms. You must know how to use the digital platforms to show your value. Time is going to reach, and your CV, even now, your CV alone cannot speak for you. You have to be knowing something. I did know Nicholas. I didn't know Moila. Fun enough, Moila, she's a fellow Ugandan, but I've never met her. But I met her through digital platforms. So that is the beauty with digital platforms, and you need to show your value to the people, and the right people will always locate you. So you need to know how to position yourself. Now, myself, as I'm speaking to you, I'm also a life scientist. I'm actually a biomedical laboratory technologist, though with an additional qualification in Masters of Business Administration. So we are trying to see that we merge healthcare and life sciences with business acumen, creativity and innovation, sustainability. Those who are familiar with sustainability, the 3 P's of sustainability, that is profit, planet, and people, and also digital fluency. So this program is a free program, and it's a 6-week program, and we have called it the R.A.I.N Global Digital Challenge Accelerator. The purpose is to help whoever is going to participate in real time. We believe that everybody, not everybody, but majority of the people have attended workshops and master classes on how to monetize skills, knowledge, their talents, their research, their innovations. But now we're giving them a platform to be able to do it themselves step by step. We guide them step by step, so that by the end of week 6, you should be having a digital product and should be listed for sale. So whether you have ever created a digital product or not, by the end of week 6, you must have a product ready to give you to make for your sales. So this is why this challenge, this accelerator program has been created. And the first, because we are speaking to different levels of knowledge, some people already know what monetization is, others don't. That's why we started with the Digital Spotlight Series, such that we bring up people who are already doing what we are trying to preach to the different professionals. And today, Nicholas and Moila started the journey. Thank you all, unless I have any more, but I want to really stop here so that people get to rest. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
For this
Good
time.
night to you.